one blue spring for everybody, and we're gonna start standing on the left side of your reformer if you're facing toward your foot bar. So let's take the left toes, line them up right underneath the foot bar. Right foot comes up against the shoulder block and right knee is down. We're just gonna warm up those hips with some psoas stretches. So big inhale, and on your exhale, we float that thigh down to the carriage. Front knee stays right behind those toes. Inhale, rise up. Awesome, so find your breath, just nice and easy. We're opening up the hips. Inhale, up. Let's do that 4 more times. Come on up. 3, really try to flatten that thigh, reach down. Keep that right hip bone driving forward. 2. Awesome, last one, let's hold it here. Keeping your arms nice and straight, shoulders down and back, we're gonna extend the front leg. So back leg stays long. We shift into that dynamic stretch, waking up the left hamstring. Reach. So this is an easy one to get into the shoulders. I want you to really create space, lots of length between the top of the shoulder and your ear. Last 2, pull the belly up and in. Only as far as it feels good for you, stopping in that lunge every time. Last one, this is where we hold. Maybe you lift that heel, maybe you really work to square that back hip for 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way in. Stepping off to the side, just facing toward your reformer. Walk your feet a little bit wider, turn your toes out, and we're just gonna take 8 nice wide plie squats. We're gonna sit it down, rise up. So keep the knees wide, keep your knees tracking right around that 3rd toe. Lift the belly, back is flat. You got 4. Beautiful, 3. Last 2. Last one, hold it here, tuck the tailbone, little pulses for 10. Awesome, feel that lift, feel that squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Step right inside of that well. And we're gonna find about a hip width distance apart with the feet. Walk back a little bit closer to those risers. Bend your knees, hinge forward. So I want you to keep your back flat. Your hips are still kind of right over your heels. And you're gonna reach and grab those shoulder blocks. Back is flat. I like to call this more of a standing tabletop position rather than a squat. If you were to put your hands right down, you'd be almost in a tabletop. So fingertips are right over the tops, elbows are close. We're gonna exhale. Slow pull in. I want you to count to 3. Inhale, slow push out, count to 3. So on this one, I really want you to think about using your lats, creating resistance. If you start to find that you're sitting back, keep those hip bones right over your heels. Pull. Elbow slides into the side of the body. Slow pull, and imagine you're pushing it back. Lift the belly, lift the ribs. Last 3. 2. Last one, pull back and hold. Elbows close, chin is tucked. Little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms extend. Walk your feet back a little bit more. Push into the shoulder blocks. Push your heels down to the floor. Push your chest toward your thighs. And push your hip bones back like you're pressing your glutes right into a wall. Big inhale. Walk both hands one at a time down to the floor. Tuck your chin, find your forward fold. Finish that exhale here. One more time, we inhale. And then slowly Roll ourselves up. Let's step out to that right side, starting from the top. Toes right underneath your foot bar. Left foot comes back, so you want your knee down, heel pressing up against the shoulder block, hands on the bar. We're just gonna work to find that right angle bend in the front knee as you flatten the left thigh to the carriage. Rise up. Hip bones pushing forward. Chest stays lifted here, so we want that feeling. Instead of just folding over the leg right away, like you're lifting from your hip bone through to your shoulder, like we're stretching through the abdominals. 4 more. Awesome. Just warming up for some lunges today. 3. Last 2. Last one, you're gonna hold. Keep those hands on the bar. We're gonna tip the torso forward. Work to straighten that front leg. Bend the knee, bring it back just to that right angle bend. So you're always returning to that deep lunge. Left hip really wants to open here. I want that left hip driving down toward the springs. Reach. Rolling up through that heel is gonna deepen your stretch. 3. 2. And on that last one, let's hold. Square the shoulders, square the hips. 3, 2, and 1. Bend the knee, bring it all the way in. Step it down to the floor. Just gonna turn to face you guys instead. 1 more set of those wide plie squats. Walk your feet out a little wider than your hips. Turn your toes out. Back is sliding up against a wall. Sit it down, squeeze it up. A little quicker this time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's take it down. Hold. Pulse it out. Chest is lifted. Ribs are in. Belly's in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up, shake it out. Nice and warm. Let's take the blue spring and you're gonna take it 1 notch up to that higher setting. So you'll see there's 1 set of pegs, then a second set. You wanna take your blue, hook it up on the second one. We're gonna take our box. Let's bring it over to that left side. So right up against the white railing and right up against the base of your foot bar. So the box is on the floor. And then we're gonna take it up to a standing position. Standing up on the box, facing toward your foot bar. And we'll set up for a little bit of glute work. Left foot steps in about 1 inch away from the white rail. Right foot comes up to the block. All right, so right leg is going to extend behind you just a little bit. So if you were standing, your knees would be in line. I want you to push that leg back, square off through the hips. Taking it into your lunge, we've got 8. So it's a deep bend in the front knee. I like to inhale on the way out here and exhale, push through the heels, squeeze the inner thighs, rise up. So it's a real slow, deliberate movement today. Right hip bone pushing forward. Left knee stays over that left ankle. 3. I like to keep my arms to the sides, palms forward to keep the shoulders open. Lower, work on the way up. It's really easy to fly up quickly. Don't choose easy. Push through that back heel, make that right butt cheek fire. And on your last one, I'd like you to hold. Hold in a space where you feel stable. You're pushing through the front heel, pushing through the back heel. So we're making the hamstrings work here, while it's easier to lean into the quads and the knees. Hinge forward with the torso. Arms long if you want it. Back knee bends, kicks. 4 more. 2. Last one, hold it. Nice and low, squeeze through the glutes, arms lower. Arms reach. Hips are square, lower. Reach. 2. Down. 3. Everything is stable, everything is working so that those arms can move. Last 3. Reach. Last 1. Reach. And rise up. Step both feet on the box. Shake it out. Nice job, guys. Now let's take it down. We're going to go into a kneeling position on the box. Knees toward the back edge right under your hips. And then let's tip it forward. Hands wrap around the front corners of the box. Holding here. Finding the center of your body. Tailbone tucks, belly in. We're going to build into this one. Your left hand is coming up against that shoulder block. Nothing moves except the left arm. We're going to inhale to press it. Exhale, keep the elbow close, pull. Remember where we started in our warm-up. Essentially the same movement here. We're in a tabletop. We're pushing and pulling with that hand. We're keeping the elbow nice and close with that tricep focus. We're going to press for 4. Pull it back. 3. Lat core engages. 2. Last 1. Inhale, press it out and hold. I want you to brace through that low body. Lift the belly. And now, let's lift the right leg and extend it long. So left arm is extended, right leg is extended. Point through those right toes. Square the right hip bone down. And now we're going to take that knee to elbow crunch. Exhale, pull in and in. Inhale, extend, extend. So left elbow bends, right knee bends. We feel that crunch in the middle. And press. Nothing fast, nothing fancy. Nothing you haven't done before. Just really focusing on that pace. 3 more. Stay nice and even. 2. Last one, hold it here. Pulse the back leg. Glute nice and tight. You can do this. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knee comes down. You can take both hands down to the box, scoot your knees in a little bit. Just find the little mini child's pose right here. The arms go. Let the shoulders go. And I want you to come up to a kneeling position on the box, facing toward your reformer. You're going to reach down and grab your long loop. We're going to slide all the way to the edge of the box. We're going into just a short set of rotation. If that long loop still feels really heavy, you can always reach down and swap your blue spring out for a yellow. We've only got 8 here. So I want you to really pull the belly in. Exhale, squeeze the left side obliques to twist. Inhale, bring it back. So I want your whole body working here. It's easy to muscle through with the arms and push. It's a little bit harder to keep those hands right in front of the rib cage, making that whole torso move as one connected piece. Back. Nice and connected. And back. Last 3. Control it here. It's 1 short set. 2. And 1. Bring it in. Hang it up. Shake it out. Let's take it over to the other side. So I like to transfer my box, just bringing it right to the top and walking around. You're not going to bump into anybody today. You're in your own house, so you do your thing. And let's take it Back to the side, up against the railing, up against the foot bar. Step it up. We're gonna take those slow lunges to begin. So once you're standing, I want you to step the right foot in about 1 inch away from the railing. If you change your spring to a yellow, make sure you change it back to that high blue. And then we're gonna bring the left heel up against the block. Press the left leg behind us, square the hips. This is your starting position. Inhale as you lower. Exhale, lift the belly, rise. So never just about the legs, right? You want to think about pushing into your heels, zipping up through center, like there's a string pulling from the belly button right up through to the top of the head. Balance out your pace. Remember, the easy trip home is the real quick one that's also going to throw your balance off. So make it mindful, make it matter. Even weight through both heels. Pull up. Really nice. 3, 2, resist it back. Last one. We're gonna hold. Hip bones are square. We tip the torso forward. Arms long if you want them long. Biceps next to your ears. Nice hollow armpits. We take those little scooters. Kick back. Feel that lift in the belly. Don't let that left leg open up. You got 5. Kick it out. Focus on that left butt cheek. 3, 2, front knee over that ankle. 1, hold it strong. Find your form. Push up through those heels. Body nice and tight. We reach back. Sweep it up. 1. Working through those obliques with that arm movement. 2. Isometric hold in those legs, that's where the shake is. 3. Lift the belly. Awesome. 2 more. You got this. Last one. Arms down, legs up. Step it down, shake that. Awesome. So let's find that all fours position. Knees down at the edge of the box. And then bring your hands down. Find your connection when you're stable. So it's a little tuck in the tailbone. Push up through the palms. Back of the ribs lift. Abdominals nice and tight. Right hand comes to the top of your block. We're going to inhale, extend the right arm. Exhale, I want you to feel that lat engaging, that back muscle right behind your armpit. The back of the arm, feeling your triceps. Adjust if you feel like you're moving your hips and leaning into that press. Stabilize the body. Pull it back. Looks really good. Last one, hold. Reconnect. You might need a little scooch in with the knees. That right knee stays underneath the right hip bone as we lift the left leg. From here, you pause. Front of your shoulders, hip bones pointing down to the mat, belly button pulling up to the ceiling. Let's take it into that knee to elbow crunch. Right elbow stays in nice and close. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Arm and leg moving at the same pace. So if you're finding one's moving faster than the other, it usually means that you've got to create a little bit of your own resistance in that leg. You're halfway there. 4 more. Lift the belly. 3. 2. Last one, hold. Lift that back leg, pulse it. Core nice and tight. 3, 2, and 1. Knee bends, arm comes in. Sit it back, hips to heels. Roll it up. All we have to do to finish this series is our rotation. So if you changed your springs down to that one yellow in the last round, now's the time to do it. Otherwise, we're gonna walk to the edge of the box so we're closer to the shoulder blocks than the foot bar. Reach down, grab your long loop, clasp your hands around it, thumbs right in line with that torso. Exhale, we twist, hip bones are still facing forward. Inhale back through center. Exhale. Inhale. So the area of your body you're the most focused on is that right side waist. Right hip bone wants to open, we're not letting it. 3 more. Nice and steady, lift the belly, activate the glutes. 2. Left shoulder stays down, last 1. Bring it back. Hang it up. Good job, guys. Grab a little water if you need it. We're gonna reset the machine. So we're gonna bring our box into short box position in front of your shoulder blocks because we're gonna be pushing away. We're gonna go to 1 red and 1 yellow spring for everybody. 1 red, 1 yellow. If we're working and you find that that red and yellow gets a little heavy, you can turn around and pop your yellow off, up to you. Okay. So we're gonna go into a little bit of a plank. Actually, we're not gonna start in our plank. We're gonna start elbows down underneath the shoulders, and we're gonna finish off the glutes first. So once you're here, elbows down, I like to line my forearms right about up with those shoulder blocks, so I know I'm a good distance apart. Then I want you to lift the left toes and bring them to the foot bar. So we want to keep the shoulders over the elbows, and we're going to exhale, press away. Hip bone stays nice and square. Beautiful. So we lift the belly. We're isolating that left glute, isolating that left hamstring. You got 3 more here. Press for 3, 2. Last one, press it out and hold. Flex your foot, point your toes. So a little bit of abdominal work here to find that point and flex. A little bit of stretch, a little bit of calf work in the back of your leg. Beautiful work, guys. Strong through that upper body. It's so easy to lean forward. You gotta find that strength to prop up. Last 2. 1. Bend your knee. Bring it all the way in. Walk your hips all the way to the edge of the box. Let your feet relax on the platform. Bring your body all the way onto the box. Fold it over and relax. Once you allow those legs to relax, once you find a spot where it feels good for you, let your head hang. You want to feel that nice big release through the low back and through the front of your hips. One more big exhale. We're going to take it back to our elbows. We got to do the other side, right? Elbows down. Walk your knees back. So remember, you want those knees under your hips, not pressing up into the box. Right toes wrap around the bar. Keeping a fairly neutral foot. I usually wind up in a flex here, but just try not to use that point to get more range of motion. We're going to press. Pull back. Pushing up through the elbows, feeling that rib cage wrap around the body. Feeling the back of your leg engage. Think about the back edge of that lunge. We were just there. Pull down a little bit slower. Beautiful work. Last 3. Feel that low belly lift here. Feel that low back push to the ceiling. And on your last one, press it out and hold. We're gonna flex the foot, point the toes. Soon as you go into that point, you should really feel that low back, that low belly lifting up toward the low back, that tailbone, tucking under. That little flex in the calf and that really nice stretch in the calf. Awesome. Last 3. Belly in, nothing else moving except that right leg. Last 1. Bend the knee, bring it down, and just lower your chest over the box. Front of your hips up against the box, legs relaxing on that platform. Hardest thing for us to do is let that head hang. All I want you to do is look right through the shoulder blocks, right down at that box, and breathe. Nice big inhale. One more big exhale. Awesome. Slowly roll yourself up. We're all going to reach down and take the yellow spring off. Again, if you find that this is too heavy, you can always take the red down to a blue. But right now, we all should be on one red spring. And now we're going to go into that plank work I promised you. So hands come down, center of the box. Your hands are slippery, you grab a towel. Toes are going to tuck under on the platform. Then we're going to lift the knees, and we're just going to come up into that hovering tabletop position. So almost like your little bear position, pushing up into your palms, spiraling the insides of your elbows toward the wall in front of you. And just hold here. You want to drop your knees down so your back is flat. Abdominals should be the shakiest part of your body right now. Breathe. Strong, steady hold. Finding that lift in the belly. And now let's move the legs. I want you to inhale to extend. Exhale, pull in. Lift the belly. Press. Core nice and tight. Pull back. Activate the arms. Activate that rib cage. It's so easy to sink here. Stay strong. 3. Feel that crunch every time. 2. Last 1. Press it out. Hold your plank. Flex the feet. Lift the belly. Think about what we did on that foot bar with the single leg. We're going to point the toes. Flex the feet. I know. Point the toes. Flex. A little bit of endurance here. Point. Flex. Tiny movement. Last 1. Point. Flex. Knees down. 1 more time. Hips against the box. Relax. That was fun. Shoulders roll down. Good. So let's step off to the side. We're just going to spin the box around so that it's in your long box position. And let's drop our spring 1 blue. So long box, 1 blue. We're going to have a seat right on the box. Facing toward the back of your recliner. Lucy. All right, so we're going to keep the feet in front of the box today. So right onto your headrest. Grabbing your long loops first. If they feel really light, you're welcome to grab onto your short straps. And once you're here, let's cross the ropes. A little bit of back work just to seal in everything we've done so far. Palms face in. We're gonna alternate our fly. So we're gonna start opening the arms wide to a T, squeezing the mid-back. Bring the hands in. Next time you lift, we're gonna take those arms up to a Y and down. Open and back, up and back. So no break in your wrist. Don't try to do anything weird with those wrists to move the straps. Almost think about your hand just as a hook right around those straps. If that high Y lift doesn't really work, stay in that T. So just so you guys can see, we're opening wide, center, and then we go up, center. I want you to think about the ribs here. So those ribs stay in, they stay bracing around your abdominals so that when we open, we're feeling a nice deep squeeze in the back every time without any tension in the shoulders. Got a couple more reps here. Keep moving, feeling the shoulders just kind of resting on top of your rib cage. Rather than letting the shoulders feel like they're doing all the work, it's almost like you're giving them a little break. And up. Last one of each. Squeeze wide, push down into those heels, belly in, working through the back. And up. Bring it down. Roll the shoulders down, take a little break. Keeping the ropes crossed. Walk your hands up to the knots. Not a big heavy set here. We're just going to go into a little bit of rotation. Remind those obliques they get to do a little bit of work again today. So when you're ready, we alternate. Let's exhale, pull the left elbow back, eyes on the elbow as we twist from the torso but not the hips. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Just like you did in those flies, really focus your work to the mid-back. It's super easy to pull the shoulder up to the ear. So really think about ribs in, belly in, then move. Feel the back of that arm fire up. Feel that nice deep squeeze through the side waist. Anchor down through your heels. And for a little challenge here, squeeze the legs together. Don't let the knees pull out as you rotate. A little more awareness there, right? You're doing awesome. Closer to the end than we were to the beginning. So good job. We're gonna take it down a notch shortly. Let's do one more twist on each side. Nice and mindful. Squeeze. And back. Last one. Squeeze. And back. Awesome. Hang up your straps. And just swing yourself off to the side. We're going to lay down on our belly. So you want to take it down so that your chest is off of the box. And you can just take a second and rest your feet on that foot bar. Shoulders down and back. And I want you to bring your hands somewhere stable. So I'm a little shorter. My hands fall into a good spot right in front of the shoulder blocks. You can bring them onto the headrest. You can even bring them onto those railings. Your carriage is not expected to move here. Hi, Lucy. You're going to walk your feet just a little bit wider than hip width and rest them on the foot bar. Pushing up into your palms. I want you to tuck the ribs in. Continue looking down toward the floor, toward the headrest. And what we're going to do is push the hip bones down into the box, lift the belly, lift the legs off the bar. Inhale, lower them down. Exhale, brace through that core, lift. Lower down. Are you trying to get me to pet you? Lift. Lower down. So it's strong work in the low back, but no tension. She wants me to pet her, so she's just moving herself under my hand.
Like I'll pet myself.
2.
Don't need you.
All right, last one. This is where we gotta focus. Push up into those palms. You're active through the back of the body. Squeeze the legs together slow. Inhale, bring them out. Squeeze. And out. Upper body is strong. Carriage isn't moving. Squeeze. Those thighs are just slightly off of the box. Long through those toes. You've got 3. Shoulders down. You're strong. 2. Last one, hold. If you want it, lift the torso, lengthen the arms. We stay in this hold for 10, 9, belly in, 8, 7, reach, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, let it go. Wherever you can stay the most relaxed, let your feet rest on the bar. I'm bringing my elbows down to the headrest and breathe. All right, one final set here before we do all nice things until the end of class. Walk yourself up and grab your white poles. Reach through the legs, they're nice and active, keeping those quads just slightly off the box. Neck is long, exhale, take it into your pull-up. Inhale, lengthen. Nice strong work on those lats today. You know that we find that support for the upper body work through the rib cage, so really feel those ribs. Drawing in. Last heavy bit of work here, guys. I know you're tired. You can do this. Neck is long, gaze is down. Try not to look forward. 3. Glutes tight, legs active, belly up. 2. Last one, hold it up. Pulse the arms for 10. Lengthen the neck. Beautiful, let it go. You can hold on to those bars for a little traction in your stretch, or you can walk it down, lengthen out through the arms, rest your feet on that foot bar. And when you're ready, come on up. Put your box away, take it out of the way, wherever it's working for you in your house. And we're gonna take those springs down to a red and a blue. We're gonna lay down and put our feet in the straps, and all we're gonna do is stretch. So yay, we made it to the good part. So let's start with both feet in. Find your even, find your nice neutral spine here. So if our hamstrings are tight, and you'll hear us talk about this a lot in class, you'll notice that your hips just naturally come off the carriage. I want you to really anchor down through the hips so that you feel a nice big stretch through the back of the legs, but we're anchored down through the back of the body, anchored down through the tailbone, natural little space under the low back, but then we're soft through the front ribs, anchored through the back ribs. Anchor through the back of your shoulders, arms at your side. Again, this is a place I like to flip my palms up just to keep the chest open. We start to lower and lift the legs, pressing down on your exhale, inhaling to rise up. Pulling back to that spot where you feel the back of your legs stretch, but that tailbone stays on the mat and your hips are even. Pull back up. Peel the shoulders open. Soften through your chin here. We tend to lift that chin to the ceiling when we lay down. Remember that little orange tucked under your chin. Not squishing it, not letting it roll away. Last one. Down and up. We're going to hold it at the top. turn your heels together, toes apart. So just finding that turn changes the stretch in your legs. Holding a little piece of paper between your heels, not letting it fall, we lower and lift. You're gonna feel way tighter on this one. So your range of motion might not be as big, don't force it. Find the places where it feels good, notice the places where you feel stuck. Use your exhales to get yourself unstuck. So rather than forcing, pulling yourself out of alignment, going too hard in a stretch, when you feel tight, pull the belly in as you exhale, feeling support and making a little bit more room for that stretch. Last 3. Last 1. Bring it down to about 45 degrees. We're going to keep the heels together, toes apart, not keeping them together, but keeping our external rotation. We're going to open the legs in that external rotation, keeping them at about 45 degrees, and then you're going to reach up. Grab toward the knots on your ropes, flex the feet, pull back on your toes. Inhale, release a little bit. Exhale, pull back. So this time when we inhale and release, we're going to bring the legs together a couple of inches. Exhale, pull down. Inhale, release, and bring the legs in a few more inches. Exhale, pull down. Inhale, release. Almost to the middle, maybe ankles right over your hips. Pull back. Release. Legs all the way together. Right back to where we started. Pull down for that hamstring stretch. Pull the right leg in a little closer. And then the left. Release the legs up. Bring your arms to your sides. Legs out for your big circles. So everything we've been talking about still applies here. Nice big arc out to the side. Opening around and then drawing that straight line through center. Maybe bringing your hands to your low belly or to those hip bones. We want to make sure we're not tipping that torso side to side, that pelvis side to side, or forward and back. So we're not tucking either. We're keeping that neutral spine, just letting those legs float around the sockets. So really gentle, again, breathing a little bit deeper into the tight spots. But if you notice you're moving around a lot through the hips, my best advice is to draw a smaller circle. Feel that place where you feel really stable. And then build out from there. Let's pause at the top and switch directions. Press down through center. Open at the bottom. This is going to give you that nice big inner thigh adductor stretch. Bring it back in. Take it down, out, and around. Settle into your breath. Settle into your pace, your stability, your range of motion. Everybody's range is going to be different. You're not trying to be as flexible as somebody else. Just finding what makes you feel a little bit more flexible in your own body. Nice strong breaths here. No reason to rush that circle. Finding your last one. And when those legs come together at the top, I want you to grab behind your thighs. Let that low back relax. And let your feet just kind of hang in the straps. So it's okay if your tailbone comes up a little bit. Just allowing it to try to relax back down with the support of the straps and with your breath. Let's take the right loop off, bring the right foot down to the foot bar. Then let's start to stretch only the left leg. So I like to use the right leg to start this stretch off. As you bend the knee, that left leg is going to pull back a little bit more. Working to keep the hips even. So you can work that as a press, making it dynamic, lowering and lifting. Or you can find that spot where it feels good. Grab the knot and hold. We're here through center for 3, 2, 1. Keeping your hand on the strap, let's open the right knee for some stability and then pull the left leg out to the left side. So we want to make sure the right hip bone stays down. That's going to be your anchor point. That's going to dictate your range of motion. And now we soften the left shoulder, bend the left elbow, and pull the left toes in. Think about aiming your big toe toward the side of your head or toward that shoulder block for 3. Sink it down a little lower, 2. And 1. As you straighten the right leg on the bar, we bring the left leg up through center. Take the strap into your right hand. And then we start to pull the left leg across the body. So think about it this way. Your left butt cheek might pop up a little bit, but your left hip bone is still aiming down toward the mat. Once you find your edge in that pull across, bend your elbow, flex your foot. Pull the toes down toward that right shoulder block for 3, 2, and 1. Release the strap. Let's take it off, hang it up, and we're going to reach for the right loop. Place it over the arch of the right foot. Even out your hips if you feel like you swayed around on that mat at all. Left foot is on the bar, right leg is up. So you find your place with this hamstring stretch initially. Maybe you start to bend and straighten the left leg on the bar like I am. Maybe you know your edge and you want to hold on to this one rather than staying dynamic at this point in your workout. Find your space. Pulling down, relaxing your shoulder. Let's hang through center for 3, 2, and 1. Open up the left knee to keep that left hip stable. We open the right leg out to the side. Remember, left hip is going to tell you what to do here. If you're starting to roll and it's popping up, you went a little too far. So think about reaching out from the center of the body. And then once you find your edge, bending your elbow just with some bicep strength, pulling the right toes toward the shoulder block. 3, 2, 1. Slowly press away from the bar with the left leg, centering off the right leg, exchanging the rope, bringing it into your left hand. And when you're ready here, let's pull the left leg across the body. Think about your right leg across the body, right hip down. Right butt cheek will come up a little bit, but we're not rolling away from the mat. So we're thinking about pulling the belly in, pulling across, and then once you find your edge across, pull your toes toward that left shoulder block. Ooh, that's a good one. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back through center. And gently slide that long loop off. Let's bring it down and open the knees wide, resting the pinky side edges of your feet on the foot bar. Nice and supported in that butterfly stretch. Arms down at your sides. A couple of big inhales here. Exhale, just sink down into the mat. No tension on your hips, on your neck, on your back. On your shoulders, just nice and relaxed. Every time you exhale, melt a little bit deeper into the mat. Last time, one more big inhale. Finish your exhale. You guys are all done. Beautiful job today. Take your time coming up. You can hang with those